You know, the actual campfire backstory to Madman Mars is more interesting than the movie that we got. Hi guys, how's it all going? Thank you for joining me for this review, which feels like it's been a while since I've done one of these old movie reviews. I can't even remember the last one I did actually. Was it Raw Force was the last one? God. If it was, I probably understand why it's took me a little while to do a new one. But I was on Shudder the other day looking for something to review, and I came across this. Now, I remember looking at this in the video store when I was a kid. There was a poster of it on the wall, and the video cassette was like next to where the poster was. And I loved the look of the poster, and I always wanted to watch the movie. And for whatever reason, I never have until now. It's one of them films that's just completely passed me by. So when I saw it on Shudder, straight away I went, right, yeah, here's your time to watch this. So Madman from 1982 is basically a very simple, straightforward slasher movie. It's basically counsellors and campers being slaughtered by a deranged killer in the woods called Madman Mars. That is basically it, right? So it starts off the movie, obviously everyone's around the campfire and they're talking about the urban legend that is Madman Mars. And apparently if you say his name above a whisper, he will come for you. So naturally, someone jumps up for the camp, shouts his name and throws a rock through Madman Mars's house window. Which is a pretty good shot, by the way, considering it looks like they're close to the house, but not close enough where you could actually throw a rock through a window. I mean, that's some throw, by the way. But, by the by. And anyway, what happens? Madman Marks appears. And I've got to be honest. I know this movie gets a lot of love from horror fans. And before I feel the hate of this review, I get it. I understand why. You know, I get why this is a cult classic. But unfortunately, it didn't do anything for me at all. I thought this movie was quite boring, to be honest with you. And it's only an hour and a half long, but it felt longer for me. Now, I don't like to start off with negatives, even though I've just given a negative. So I'll jump into the positives I do have at the movie. And I like the way some scenes are shot in this movie. Like, I like how they don't show you much of Madman Mars. Like, you see him in glimpses. And like, or if they do show him, it's very brief. It's very quick shots of him. And I quite like that. And I like how he is shot certain times. There's a couple of really good kills in this, actually. There's one where he just throws a noose over a guy and drags him. And then throws the noose over a tree. And the guy's like trying to survive and he's grabbing hold of the tree to not choke. And then Madman Mars just comes over, grabs him by the belt buckle and just pulls him down and breaks his... I thought that was really cool. And there's one with a woman in the car. She opens up the car bonnet and she's in the car trying to fix the fan. And then he's on the top of the roof of the fan, then jumps down on the bonnet and like takes her head off. I thought that was quite cool, actually. I've got to be honest with you. And some of the acting's okay. I would say like the main woman, like who turns out to be the final girl of the movie, she's pretty good. And it was bugging me when I was watching it where I knew her face from. It was really doing my head in. And then I had to find out after I finished watching the movie. And then she's from the original Dawn of the Dead. So I knew I recognised her from somewhere, and she was quite good in the movie, to be fair. Um, I don't really think there's any more positives to that for me, to be honest with you. No, there isn't. Right, going into the negatives. Like I say, I watched this on Saturday night, and I'm not kidding you, by midway through Sunday when I was at work, I had pretty much forgotten a lot of this movie. It's very forgettable for me. And I was going to rewatch it, and I got like 15, 20 minutes in watching it for a second time, and I just gave up. I just went, no, no, I'm not. I'm not putting myself through this again. Like I say, it just didn't do anything for me. It really didn't, and it's one of them I will never rewatch at all. I can see why, like other horror films around the time that were very similar to this, took off, or are just more highly thought of than this, and other ones that got sequels, and this was kind of left alone. I kind of see why it's not very rememberable, in my opinion. Um, like I said, some of the acting was okay, but there were some other performances in this that were just really bad, really bad, and there was a lot of dialogue between like our main characters that just didn't feel like real conversations. You know what I mean? I can't put my finger on it, but it just felt weird. It's like people don't speak this way. You know what I mean? It just weird dialogue. It really was. And the guy that shouts Madman Mars's name literally spends the whole movie just walking around the woods trying to find Madman Mars, and like ends up walking into Madman Mars's house like you would do. That house looks creepy as fuck. You just wouldn't go in there. And he literally spends the whole movie just wandering around. And then people think he's gone missing, so go searching for him. So one person will go searching for him, get took out by Madman Mars. Then another group will go searching for him, get took out by Madman Mars, and rinse and repeat, and that's your movie. So basically, the main villain of this movie is the guy that brought Madman Mars out of his house in the first place by shouting his name. He's the real bad guy of this film, you know. And like I say, I like how they used the Madman in glimpses that you didn't really see him. And I think the reason why they use that is because when you do actually see him properly, it doesn't look great. I've got to be honest with you, it doesn't look great at all. But that's probably being a bit too harsh because this is an extremely low budget movie. Um, oh, there's a real awkward love scene near the start of this film that goes on for far, far, far too long. It's probably not really that long, but it feels it when you watch it. It's like, right, when are we going to cut away from this? Because they're in this hot tub, and accompanied by a really bad song, by the way. But anyway, they're in this hot tub, and they're just like moving around this hot tub in circles, right? Just moving in circles, not even holding each other by this point. They're just going around separately in circles in this hot tub, occasionally spinning around, and then keep moving around, and it just goes on forever. And then they finally actually like get together in the middle, and you're just like, okay, cut. Can we move on? It's so uncomfortable to watch. I don't know whether anyone else was uncomfortable watching it, but I was. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? It must have been like 2-3 minutes long. It must have been. And I know it doesn't sound like a long time, but it feels it when you're watching it. Yeah, it's it did nothing for me. It didn't. But like I say, I can see and understand why this is a cult favourite for a lot of people. I can see it, but unfortunately, guys, it just completely missed the mark for me, and I wouldn't recommend it. I've got to be honest with you, I wouldn't. And like I say, I forgot about this movie in like less than 24 hours, and I couldn't even get through a second sitting of it. So that tells you where I lie with this movie anyway. But like I say, I do understand its cult status. I do. But then I also understand why this never got sequels and it never really got watched at the time and it just got left kind of in the distance. So, yeah, unfortunately, guys, I can't give this a high score. I'll it'll probably be a 1.5 out of 5 for me. So, yeah, not very memorable, but there you go. It is what it is. So hopefully, guys, my next review will be Scream 5, which I'm hoping to watch either tomorrow or Thursday. And I will hope to get my review out either Thursday or Friday this week. I am really looking forward to that film, by the way. My anticipations really rose high on this one. So I'm hoping I've got a glowing review for you guys for that. And just to give you a glimpse into the future for my old movie reviews, my next one is going to be Return of the Living Dead because I haven't seen that in years and it gives me an excuse to watch it again. And I'll just let you guys know already, I absolutely love that movie. So that will be a glowing review, but it's just an excuse to get that film back on and get it watched again. But anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much for joining me. Please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you again for my screen review real soon. Take care, guys. Bye now.